Guys, here we are. It's 2023. Yay! It's a new era. It's the era of conscious consumerism. Would we all agree? Yeah? Yes. But what does that actually mean? So it starts by you guys. You are the leaders of our industry. What do you do? I'd love to start with that question. Can I ask, what do you do?
She's eating luxury loungewear.
Luxury loungewear. What do you do?
Women's wear.
Women's wear what?
Clothing.
Clothing, buying, selling?
Selling.
Selling. Amazing. Lady here, what do you do? Fashion designer. So fashion designers, creators of brands, wholesalers, retailers, you are the future of the fashion industry. We're in this amazing show, Pure London. The energy here today is brilliant, isn't it? Wasn't that catwalk amazing? Isn't it wonderful to be here together in person? Yes? Yes. So let me begin with a question. Why do you do what you do? What brought you here today? What brought you here?
I'm following a fashionista.
Following a fashionista. What brought you here? Coming here more than 10 years because this is a brilliant show, right? But what's going on in our industry? Because would we agree it's changed? Yeah? It's not as easy as it was, is it? No? Now, what if I was to share with you there is a secret and a formula to be able to sell more and waste less without wasting time, energy, or getting overwhelmed? Would that be cool and exciting? Yes? Awesome. So my name is Sara Simmonds, and I am Chief Mentor at The Conscious Innovator. I mentor leading conscious, sustainable, and traditional business owners from around the world how to get clarity on how to sell more and waste less really, really fast. Because I believe, as you guys do, in the power of what we consume. Don't you think that it has the amazing opportunity to do great things? Yes? Making products, selling products, engaging with products can really change people's lives, yes? Yes. So it's like, why does it get so overwhelming? I'm going to share with you why it does and the roadmap now. Let's begin with the first problem, right? The world doesn't want more of anything. How much do you think we spend on stuff every year? Who would like to guess? On stuff around the world. Billions? Trillions? Trillions, yes. How many trillions do we spend a year on stuff? 10, 20, 30, $44 trillion is what we spend a year on stuff. That is like stuff. So everything that we buy. Can you believe that? I mean, who even understands what 44 trillion is? We can't even picture it. It's such an incredible amount. But it's $1 million a second. $1 million a second on stuff. Isn't it insane? But something has shifted. Something has changed. We all have become conscious, haven't we? Like, we've all been asking ourselves the questions. Is this right? Do I want to be just buying stuff? Do you all agree something changed in COVID when we were at home? Yeah? And we were looking around our homes and going, what is all this stuff? Like, I have a spare room full of stuff, right? I have a bathroom I can't use because it's full of stuff. And, you know, this is actually where my training and background happened. I was a buyer. I've always been a buyer and a product innovator for some of the world's greatest stores, including Harvey Nichols and River Island. And that is where, as an industry expert, I began to ask these questions. What do we do about all this stuff back in 2006? Now, the thing with consumerism is it's been one way. We all grew up thinking that, I shop, therefore I am. And as I said, I'm a massive believer in consumerism to do good, right? But this I shop, therefore I am has got out of control, hasn't it? And what I started to realize in 2006 was, what's the point of all this stuff? Because do you know something, has anyone heard of something called the Pareto principle? Yeah, what is it? 80-20. Has anyone else heard of this? Universal law. 80-20. You've heard of it. High five. Awesome. Job. You're a buyer of the future. Yes, and an entrepreneur of the future. The 80-20 law, the Pareto principle, 80% of our results come from 20% of what we do. So in every single brand here, 80% of their sales come from 20% of their products. 80% of your results come from 20% of what you do, right? So why do we need more? The customer doesn't want more. Have we all seen all the waste, the burning of stock? We've all heard about that, right? That's real. There are brand names out there that we know and love that are doing that all the time. This isn't right. Now, this is the thing. You guys know that's not right. Who sells to customers in your business? What do you do? Lady here. You're a consultant? Amazing. What do you do? Sell sustainable fabrics. Who else sells? Sell women's wear, clothing. Yeah, amazing. Now, your customers, they want to know. Now, I'm not being mean, but they want to know deeper than I sell women's wear clothing. And they want to know deeper than I sell sustainable fabrics. What they want to know is your unique mission, your unique dream, right? That's what everybody is connecting to. It's the brands and the retailers that are really aligned and focused on their unique mission. That's what the global consumer wants to know. Do you know your unique mission, guys? Do you know it? Yeah? Now, we want to get really clear on how to articulate that because the world wants to know your unique mission. Now, the problem is, today, you've got 1 second to stand out. Do you believe me with that? Would we agree that every year there's more and more competition? How long have you guys had your businesses for? Not long. Few months. Who's had their business more than 5 years? Yes? What do you do? Sell women's clothes. It's got harder, right? Yeah? It's harder and harder because digital world has opened up global consumers, but this is the thing, that's actually a good thing when you can really get focused on what you're doing that's different to everyone else. But the thing is, it's really hard to do that. So when we don't have clarity on that, it leads to massive overwhelm. How do we stand out? And how do we align all that we do so somebody gets us in 1 second? Because sustainable textiles, women's clothing, being a fashion designer is not unique, right? We need to get to the root of what makes you unique. So when you don't have clarity on your meaning, you're wasting time. Do you guys connect with that? Some days, some weeks, it's like, what am I doing this week? It's hard. How do I get noticed? It's frustrating. Do you connect with that? Yeah? We want to not waste time. We've got a world to change, haven't we? Yeah, the new era of conscious consumerism is here. And the biggest thing stopping you from actually being able to reach your dream, to connect to people, is clarity, right? Now, Gen Z and millennials, biggest growing market out there, many Gen Z and millennials. Who's a Gen Z and millennial in the audience? Do you care about this? Innovation and impact more than just owning stuff, yes? So lady at the back who's had a business more than 5 years, this whole audience care about you. Lady here, they care, right? About sustainable textiles. But what's stopping that connection is clarity. And the roadmap I'm going to share with you now as we go through this is that roadmap to clarity. So the other thing that's a really big problem right now is making products no one wants, right? Because that's the 80-20 really Pareto principle. We waste so much time making more and more products. So when I was a buyer and I gave the strategy I'm going to teach you guys today to a high street buyer, they were able to cut waste by 30%. Wasted time, energy, money, making products no one wants, and focusing on the 80%, 20%. So they focused 80% of their energy on the 20% of what I call your hero products. Who's heard the term hero products before? Yes. Yeah, who else has heard the term hero products? Hero product is your 20%, right? It's the 20% of what you do that makes you different and unique. But who has understood and really ever thought that you're a hero product too? Who's a business owner here? Yes. Have you ever thought you're a hero product? Have you thought that? Have you thought that people want to know why you? Have you thought you're a thought leader? Have you thought people want to connect to your mission? Because the secret to selling more and wasting less starts with you getting clarity on your unique mission and then connecting that to who you are as a hero product, connecting that to what your business does that is a hero product, and connecting that to the products you sell to. Does this make sense? Yeah? This is the secret to selling more and wasting less. Because imagine you wake up in the morning and you know, hi, my name is Jane. I stand for this unique, what I call your power position. Here are examples of my clients. I make real food and things the French way. This is a lady called Marie. So Marie wakes up in the morning and she knows she makes real food and things the French way. She's not making this or that. She's making real food and things the French way for also real people, right? So she knows who her clients are. She knows what she does. She's not wasting any more time making products no one wants. And we all know sustainability is here, right? We all know it. But how do you make money out of it? Yeah? Question everybody's asking themselves. We all know conscious consumerism is here, but how do you make money out of it? Because when you sell, I believe you make impact. Would we all agree? And this comes to your mission, guys. Would anyone like to share their mission? Because again, what I love is strategies, focus, roadmaps, plans, right? Clarity on your mission, clarity on who you are as a hero product, gives clarity on your products you're selling, gives clarity on the right client for you. And by the way, all the things I'm saying are actually the roadmap I'm going to share with you. It's all the steps. So this roadmap, the Conscious Innovator formula of how to sell more, waste less, how did I build it? Well, as I said, I was a buyer for designer stores, high street stores, and I saw them struggling how to stand out. And I was given the task to actually help them find their unique value proposition. And when you build that, which I call your unique power position, example for high street retailer was we make designer clothing at high street prices. This enabled them and the buying teams to then get clarity on the collections, right? Designer clothing, high street prices. That means we pay attention to slow fashion designs, fabrics, internals, how things are made, giving absolute value, using designer fabrics but selling them at high street prices. This enabled them to double their sales within less than 12 months. That's how this clarity and roadmap works that I'm going to share with you. Because it's about cutting out wasted money, and time is money, isn't it? Like, it's so painful. And I've also been an impact entrepreneur myself. I left Harvey Nichols to create the world's first sustainable jeans brand. I saw firsthand the challenges of launching a new brand, right? Even though I had the strategy, how do you connect your message to the end consumer? And this again is what enabled me to build this roadmap, a combination of corporate expertise and being an impact entrepreneur myself. Because my goal is saving you time. So to recap, we agree, do we? We're in a new connected world. In the old world, it was okay that everything was disconnected. It was okay if we didn't exactly know our purpose, because we could just sell more, right? Because we were living in just consumption for consumption's sake. But in the new world of conscious consumerism, everything we do is connected. Everything we do is connected. Our mission, who we are as a hero product, the products that we sell, who we sell them to, everything is connected. So the old systems don't work. We have to go through a new internal process to get clarity on ourselves of our unique value proposition, our unique mission, right? So this lady, I'm going to show you case studies. Do you guys like case studies? Yes? Yes, case studies, which means how things work in actuality, in real businesses. Do we like that? Yeah? So that's this lady, Marie. She's French and fierce, right? She's had a business over 10 years. She's doing $2 million in sales, but she was totally overwhelmed. She's making food. She has a delicatessen. She's also been in the fashion industry many years. That's why she makes real food and things, right? She didn't know how to scale her business. She was in the kitchen. Right, do we all connect with that? Business owners, we're like the equivalent of in the kitchen rather than growing the business. So if you're in the kitchen, how are you thinking about the meal, the restaurant, the shop that you're selling, right? If you're in the kitchen, and that's an analogy. We all spend too much time in our business rather than on it. So Marie needed a roadmap, and I needed a roadmap as an entrepreneur. And all the conscious business owners I work with need a roadmap. And the corporate world I work with need a roadmap. Who feels they need choice is overwhelming. So Marie came to me because she didn't know how to scale her business profitably. She didn't know how to launch a new brand to connect to new consumers. So it all began by reimagining her business to get clarity on her unique power position. So that means going inward, right? To deepen within you, what is it about sustainable textiles that makes you unique? And we pull out keywords, like other examples of clients are like enabling artisans globally. That's a lady called Rupa. She finished my program a year ago. She's president of the World Fair Trade Organization. Her problem was how to scale her business, right? She didn't know. She'd had a business 30 years. We had to get to the root of Rupa. Why did you start your business, Rupa? And we got to the root. It was to enable artisans to reach global markets. That clarity enabled Rupa to sell to all sorts of business categories and people outside of the box that she'd been in, fair trade, right? So this is all about alignment. When you get a unique power position, real food and things the French way, it's your everything. Your meaning is your everything. Yes, it can go onto a strap line, right? But it's also your strategy in the morning. Making sense, everyone? It's your strategy for your teams. How are they going to sell for you? Who has teams here? Who has sales teams? Anyone? Right? For those who do have sales teams or who want to work with outsourced teams, it's really important they have clarity too on what you stand for. Now, the beginning of clarity begins on a reimagination call. I'm inviting you guys for this call with me, which is a strategic call where I'm going to ask you deep dive questions. And my goal is that we find the opportunities for you to sell more and waste less, and for you to build your unique power. So click on that if it's interesting for you. So, in this new world, in the old world, it was disconnected. New world, connected. Conscious consumerism is here. Look around where we are now. Look at this amazing show. 2 shows, Pure and Source. People care about conscious consumerism. And no matter your industry, we're all fashion today, but I work with people, that's my background, but I work with people in every industry. And the formula I'm talking to you about applies. It's like the Pareto principle, the formula to get clarity. So this was a winery business, and they had their business 30 years. They didn't know how to stand out. Is this a challenge for you guys daily? How do you stand out? Yeah? Who else connects with that? How do I stand out? Yeah? Yeah, how do you stand out? Lady who put your hand up here, what's your challenge? B2C? What? Clothing, shoes. And how many competitors in your category? Hundreds, thousands. Same for everyone, yeah? Hundreds of competitors in a category. The goal is to find your niche. And what I'm talking about today is all about that, right? Within every business, every category, you're looking for your niche of dream clients. So what we found for Axial Vinos is that they were leaders in high quality, natural Spanish wine. The key word there is natural, like Marie's word was real, right? Because it's part of a word that connects to who you are as a person. Real, who you are, natural, who you are. And that connection enables, again, the alignment. Now, her team, their sales team, they're an €8 million business, didn't want to use the word natural, but we really felt that was the word that stood them apart. They launched this wine, a natural, high-quality Spanish wine. They were challenged as well because people were wanting to push them down on price. Do you guys connect with that too? Yeah? Put your hand up if people are like going, cheaper prices, I don't understand your value, yeah? Yeah? It's a huge problem. People don't understand value. Why do you think they don't understand your value? Pardon? Maybe they're not your target market. Why do you think people don't understand your value? Great point. Why do you think? Because they don't want to give their money? Yeah? They don't want to give their money if they don't understand your value. That is an amazing point. Who else would like to share? Yes, absolutely. Yes, fast fashion has been pumping the wrong message. Quantity over quality. So this has created a huge problem. People just think cheaper, cheaper, cheaper. But you're doing a sustainable fabric, but why should I pay more for that? Okay, but I'm saying people think. That is a generalization and it's true. But the idea with what we're talking about today is not trying to sell to everyone. If you take one thing away from today, don't try and sell to everyone. No? Pardon? Everyone is not your client, absolutely. So the roadmap we're going through, but as I said, I'm talking about the roadmap as I'm talking now, but I'm actually going to show you a wheel in a minute that connects everything for you, is part of this, right? We want to find, like Marie, that lady, she said, we uncovered she makes real food. So is real food cheap or expensive? It's expensive, it's an investment product. So if Marie has clients that don't care about real food, what's the point? Now, guess what that meant to Marie's business? Like, if you were to think this year, how much would be a dream for you to increase sales by? Name some dreams. 5%? 10? 10%? Yes. What other goals do people have? What would be a dream? How much would you want to increase sales by? How much? 100%. Yes, right? This is a real goal. Anyone else? How much would you want to increase profit by? How much? 100%. Yeah, absolutely. Who else? What would you want to increase your profits by? Anyone? So when we connect to that story about Marie, guess how much she increased her sales and her profit by? And she's a $2 million business. 10%? More? 20%? 30% in less than 6 months, right? Because we stripped away a business. She just focused on real food and things. She focused on clients who she realized, because we go through an analytical process, were her core 20%. They were spending with her $10,000 a year just on food, right? She lives in an island like the Hamptons out of New York. And so there's a great clientele. So we go, okay, all you need to do, because I give you the formula of corporate buying and product innovation as part of this, right? So my goal is analysis. I want to find who the right clients are for you, how much they're going to spend, so we make your life easy, right? So we connected the dots for Marie. She was able to increase, like, selling products like a lobster roll at $45. And she goes, no one complained. Well, the people who did complain, who were they? Not her target. And she couldn't believe it, and I actually couldn't believe it, the success of how fast this works, this brilliant alignment. So the alignment, it's a holistic roadmap, because this is the thing about being conscious too, right? You have to sell. There's no other, you can't outsource selling. Who thinks you can do that? You can't do it, because you're selling every day. You're selling your value every day. And the thing about sales is, it's literally honesty. It's belief and it's preparation, right? When you believe and you've been through a process to get really, really clear on what makes you unique, do you think you can sell more? Yes. When we get to the root of into sustainable textiles, what makes you unique and different, do you think you can sell more? Yeah, right? And this is why today, as I said, conscious consumerism is about connection. Connection is about feeling. That's why I'm putting my hand on my heart, right? Because it's all about that. Like Gen Z, millennials, you want connection, no? In this digital world, it's actually what we want, connection. So words like real, natural, that isn't communication, it's your everything. Your everything that enables you to build connection. Making sense? Yeah? So these guys, they have, when you think about reimagining your business, what's holding you back? Like if you think, okay, I have to put a bit of work in, what's holding you back? What's the biggest thing? Time, team, a new roadmap. If you think I actually have to do a bit of work, what is it? The biggest thing I hear from people is time, because everybody's overwhelmed and no one thinks they have more time. But have we gathered that when you get clarity, you save time? Yeah? Yeah? No, we haven't really gathered that. I'm not seeing many heads nodding. So I'll give you another example. These guys have an e-commerce store called Flourish Shop. They house artisan brands from India. This is Pragati, one of the team, and Ojas. They're in my current cohort now. Pragati was real like, Sara, I don't have time to do anything. I'm overwhelmed. We have to sell these products. But they were like, who spends money on advertising? Yeah, on Google Ads. Who spends money on that? Is it profitable for you? Not at the moment. The prices have gone up, haven't they? It's a big problem. Yeah, who else spends money on ads? I believe you do. Is it profitable? No, it's hard. I believe in giving you a formula for organic sales, right? Where you're in control. So we did that with this part of the process. So with these guys, that process works. by getting really clear on your unique power position, which for them is a curated artisan marketplace. Many people do artisan marketplaces, right? Think about what you're selling. You remember the categories? So if we think category is women's wear, that would be like artisan marketplace. Curated is what they were doing that is different. Does it make sense? Yeah? So then we found the hero product, these bricks, right? They're like Lego made by artisans. They're really beautiful. And they were then able to promote that hero product on Google Ads. And guess what well, I can't say guess because I've given you the answer there. The return has gone from 1 to 1, so like not making profit, as you were saying, to 1 to 4. So they're making 4 times sales for the one ad spend because of that clarity. So would we all agree as well, today it's a complex world. Yeah, we all know we want to make this shift to conscious consumerism, but it is really complicated because against that we also know that there's 1 second to stand out. So it's all about simplicity. So this program, right, I've run it for a year and a half. 50 business owners have done it and it's impacting tens of thousands of people globally. I work fast, as I said, because I care that we are making this change really, really fast. So really think about that. When you think, what's holding you back? What is actually holding you back from climbing your mountain? That's me there, climbing a mountain. And I'm sharing this with you because we only ever see like the success of people, don't we? We don't see the hard work and the pain that goes behind the goals that we have. That's the success. But there's the pain. Can you see that? And this guy is my hiking mentor. And that's why I built this program, because mentorship saves massive amounts of pain, right? Because you get the roadmap that's a success fast. This is another client of mine, Paula here. She has a festival in Paris called the Conscious Festival. Now, Paula didn't know what her hero product was. She's a digital marketing agency too, right? And we found that it was that festival that was her hero product. She was then able to double the sales of that festival. She told me that just the other day because she's made a success story for me. And this is the formula, right? So feel free to take pictures, and I'm going to give you another opportunity to connect to me at the end on a call for those who want to go deeper, right? Now, this is, you can begin this journey yourself for those who don't want to go deeper, right? Now, can you see here that I'm putting your hero product in the middle? Yeah? And have we established you are your hero product, your business, what it does is a hero product, and the products themselves are a hero product, yes? So when you're looking at that, you're putting everything together in the middle, and then aligning each step of your business to that in the middle, okay? So I'm gonna now go through the first 6 steps. The first step is get clarity, right, on your unique power. Get clarity on your unique powers. So that is, yes, your unique value proposition that people, say these words, or your purpose. But I'm going to ask you in that reimagination called challenging questions. Why are you doing what you do? Like I asked Rupa. Why, Rupa? Why have you been helping artisans for 30 years? Because those challenging questions are what enable you to get the clarity on your unique power. Making sense? Yes? So your unique power, your unique value proposition, your purpose, who thinks they are real and clarity on them lead to sales? Put your hand up. Yeah? Yes. Yes? And if you're not sure, why do you not think that's real? Ask yourself. Because I enable artisans globally to reach global markets. I enable artisans to reach global markets. That's this beautiful woman called Rupa. So when Rupa goes to a sales meeting or to meet a new client and they say, what do you do, Rupa? Well, my business, Sasha Designs, enables artisans to reach global markets. Feel that clarity. So then, you know, what we all tend to do is go, hi, I do this, I do that, I do the other, and I do the other, and I do the other, and I do the other. And then the person walks away and goes, oh, okay, I have no idea what that person does. Right? That's you. Who else is that? Hi, I do this, I'll do that, I'll do the other, I'll do the other, I'll do the other. It's basically all of us. Right? And then we go, why do I hate selling? Right? Because it's like, oh my God, now someone's asking me what I do, and I work on what I do every day. But oh my God, I don't know how to say it. So suddenly, right, you're able to say it. And then you're able to attract new clients straight away because of that clarity. You're also able to direct your teams like a curated marketplace. That for the other ladies I mentioned, then they know each day, right, which items from which artisans are going to curate something different for our customers. So we're a different e-commerce store. That enables them to make more money. That enables them to raise their prices. Does it make sense a bit more now why it's real? Yeah? So your unique power position is your everything. And what we're looking to do in this process is for you to align, first get clear on it. Like I have a client in my cohort that just started last week. They're from Canada and they are wholesalers of fashion products. Their challenge is, oh my God, Sara, we're just trying to get noticed on LinkedIn. Does anyone else connect with that? Yeah? Everyone's ignoring us. Do you connect with that? We're like banging on the door, we're saying we do really great stuff, and I'm like, yeah, but what? I'm direct, right? I'm like, what's different about you guys? So we did our first session last week, and already we got to the root of their unique power position. They work with Indian makers, and they've been doing that for 20 years, right? Making fashion. But when they began, they were able to go to a retailer in Canada and say, okay, well, we can give you the it item now, and you don't need to wait. And also, you don't need to buy a lot of stuff because we can do it fast, so lower quantities, right? So I said, you're an on-demand supplier. And they went, yeah. Do you see how that's different? That's reimagining your business. I help you do it, but by first you helping me to answer those questions, but I give you the questions to answer, okay? So the direct is what enables you to work fast. So they've already put on-demand supplier on a brochure, and they messaged me, right? And they said, Sara, we've got a meeting with a buyer already. A new buyer for their products, and they only started 2 weeks ago, and that was a week later, right? Because they immediately have that unique positioning. It's real. Are we getting it? Yeah? Cool. Then, as I said, all the things I do are focused on your product outwards. So as I said, I look at you as the hero product, the business, the products you sell to, because I am a former buyer and a product innovator. So I'm looking at you as the product, as I said. Now, we balance in this process intuition and analysis. And I give you the analysis that I used in my whole life, like 12 years as a buyer. I give you this analysis process, right? It's category analysis, hero product analysis, where we start to analyze. We've gone first step on intuition. I'll ask you those challenging questions, and that starts in the call, the reimagination call I've offered you. Then in our first session together, I give you exercises to help you get to that on-demand supplier. But then, okay, that's what we think, but then we need to analyze the results. We need to look at everything you've sold as long as your history allows. Because it's not just some of you here are consultants. You might be thinking, how does this apply to me, Sara? You're talking about items. So your service too is a hero product. We look at, so I have a sustainable packaging supplier in my current cohort too. And we look at the services that she sells to enable the likes of Lane Crawford to introduce new sustainable packaging solutions. That becomes a service. We look at what those services are that you sell and the products that you sell, and we connect them to your unique value proposition, and we look at how you can increase profit margin. This is where Marie, we found, right? We started with real food, and then we found that she could sell the lobster rolls at $45. That's the bit where it actually starts to connect to real cash. Cash creates impact, right? I am a conscious innovator. My clients are conscious innovators. When you make money, you make impact, and that's the next part. We then look at your impact mission. Your mission for social impact. So I shared that 50 entrepreneurs in the last 18 months have done this process, and it's impacting tens of thousands of people. So that lady Rupa, she works with groups of artisans, thousands. She was able to increase by 2,000 more artisans because she had this clarity, right? And your impact is a part of your purpose. And we all care. That's when, remember I said at the beginning, your dream is real. Does anyone want to share any impact? What you want to do? What's your mission in textiles? Who do you want to impact? Who do you want to impact? Because impact really begins with your dream. Remember I talked about that wholesaler just now? And she said, well, I don't think I started my business for any mission. I'm like, well, sure you did. And she goes, well, I did want to make the stores happy when I started. And then I did want to make the makers happy in India. And then I did want to give women jobs. And then we actually have only worked empowering women in our factories in India for the last 30 years. So she thought she was just a typical wholesaler. There was no mission connected. But we found her mission. You all have a mission. What's your mission?
Creating fashionable clothes for people who are more modest.
Modest, fashionable clothes. Amazing. Amazing. And what price point? Slow fashion, modest clothing, for people in the UK, or?
I don't want it to be for just Muslim people.
Right, everyone.
I was brought up here, but I have a very good connection with Egypt and my background as a Muslim.
Amazing.
So mix of both, and I would really like to see somewhere where I can go in, find all the clothes that I would wear.
So modest clothing for different cultures in a fashionable environment, right? So how many people are you selling online or in person? I know, but the mission, to sell online or in person? Okay, so start with the UK. How many millions of people is that? A few million, I would say, right? So that's an amazing mission, to give modest women really great clothing, right? And there's a lot of people who want that. And that is part of social impact, because there's the impact side on the making, yeah, like the artisan side, but there's also the impact side on the consumer. Because when you're giving consumers good, slow fashion items, they're not buying the high street, awful items that end in landfill. So there's two sides to mission as well, social impact mission. Then we look at mindset. When I asked you the question, remember this is a holistic process, right? Because you're all your best salespeople. So what's holding you back from people valuing you? This is mindset. Do we feel worthy? I'll ask that question again. Do we feel worthy? Yes, for people to value us. Yes? Who feels worthy for people to value? Sometimes us. Thank you for that honesty. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Right? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. If I'm having a good day, I feel worthy. If I'm not having a good day, or I've phoned 10 people and they've all rejected me, suddenly I don't feel worthy anymore. And that is really real and normal for everybody, right? So mindset is a massive part of this. And what did I share earlier? Like, you know, the secret to sales is preparation and belief. But belief comes from results and analysis. Does it make sense? Kind of. So if we go back to that hero product analysis part, right, when you know why people buy your products, you have belief. Then you can sell. Yeah, so then we build together from your unique power position what's called a real brand story. But again, I talk about branding, marketing, unique value proposition, but from the point of what? Sales, because sales make impact. So when we look at this, right, we're building together a small brand story. You can see it in 2 steps, which is, hi, I'm Marie. I make real food and things the French way. That's my unique power position. I care about real food because I want my clients to be able to go home at night and be able to spend time with their families without having to worry about nutrition. Yeah? That's Marie's real brand story, and we got this out through this process. And then that's why Marie is able to sell more. And that's why Marie, doesn't matter if she has an overwhelmed day or not, right? She has a formula of how to sell her product, and it enables her to outsource to other people to help her to sell her product. Make sense? Because she has the story. And the story, as I said, who's worked with branding agents that haven't been able to get you results, PR people that haven't been able, yeah, right? I had that problem myself, and again, it's part of why I built this formula, because it's all within you, and it's not, you need to lead the PR people, you need to lead the branding people, you need to lead the marketing people and the sales people. You need to give them the formula. Here you go, do it. And then it's successful, right? And this is what clients are finding in this process. They can then outsource because they give the formula. Then we look at hero product design going forward. So my goal is that you have this roadmap. The first steps I'm sharing with you today are the transformation, the reimagination, and then the last steps are a 12-month roadmap that you build, right, to cut out wasted time and to connect to your dream clients. So we look then at where are you going forward? How are you cutting out that waste? I have another client who makes honest jewelry, right? And she's a supplier from Switzerland. That's her unique power position. I make honest jewelry. But she was selling lots of different designs. Through the analysis process here and getting really clear on her unique power position, how much do you think you can cut out? So I've talked about making more, but we're also talking about wasting less. So how much actual product do you think you can cut out? 5%, 10%? This lady also cut out 30%, and that's typical of my clients. So that saved her hundreds of thousands of euros. Not asking her artisans to make more jewelry that weren't. We found it was this beautiful real stone collection that she was selling B2B, right? That was what the buyers wanted. We found that from the hero product analysis. So she was able to cut out all that waste, which amounts to lots of money, yeah? And then the same lady, was able to say, I make honest jewelry. And then she has hired a virtual sales team with a script, which we build in your real brand story, to go and find her new clients, right? And because she has that connection, that unique positioning, she's able to get noticed from more and more stores. This is another client. They're called Tint Saba. Now, they make these amazing baskets. I'm going to show you them in a minute. So to recap, consumers want hero products. But the thing in today's world, like, why do I have to fight so hard with clients to say, no, stop making those things? The reason why, and help you cut out, right? My job is to cut and help you hone in on those hero products. Why is it so hard? Yeah. It's because we live in a world of more. We've lived in this world of more. So we think success is making more and more and more when it's not. Success is about simplifying what you do and honing it in. So this is a gentleman called Richard. His business is Tint Saba. They're a social enterprise in Africa that have been going many years, and it's actually his wife's business. And she passed away sadly, and Richard took over the business. And he just, it was her legacy. And he came to this program and he was really struggling because he wanted to protect the legacy, but he didn't have or know a roadmap, and he had 250 artisans making all different kinds of products. And I knew immediately looking at him, because again, I'm giving you, like when I work with clients, I'm giving you that buyer's expertise of being able to find your hero product. So I knew it was these baskets. That was my buyer's head, right? So, but Richard didn't, because Richard was making these jewelry as well as the baskets, and he was going to trade shows, and he was like, "Hi, I'm Richard, and I make stuff. It's made by artisans. I don't know what to sell," and he was very overwhelmed. He got so clear, right? And his unique power position is weaving a better future. That's what we built on the program together. His results, he's so busy, he literally doesn't have the time to, he says he's had to close the books for orders. He took this real brand story to a trade show in America last August, and all the buyers started buying those amazing baskets. His sales grew 60%, near to the 100% the lady mentioned earlier as a goal. His impact result is 20% growth of social impact, giving full-time jobs to 20 more artisans. Isn't that amazing? Because those artisans were making the jewelry, but they were only part-time because they weren't hero products. So now he's retrained them on making the baskets. And that's in less than 6 months. So now I'm reaching the end, and hopefully some time for presentations. Here's one more spot, QR code, if anyone wants to book that call. Right, and I'll just mention this lady, Debbie, and that's her daughter. Debbie finished my program about a year ago. She has a brand called Francis Gray Accessories in New York. Debbie didn't know how to scale her business. She was a smaller business. It was a big investment for her to invest in the Conscious Innovator program, right? But Debbie now has clarity of the custom-made hats that are her hero products. She has a new strategy of how to sell those direct to consumer. And Debbie's sales grew 70%. But that was great. But the biggest brilliant thing for Debbie was that she was able to build a legacy and bring her daughter into the business, and the daughter's creating new lines for Gen Z. So this is how clarity works. So I'll say thank you, and now I'll invite for questions. Anyone ask a question? Yes. I have to start with this amazing entrepreneur.
They're going to be
A catwalk. Oh, is there going to be a catwalk? Probably. I'm not the catwalk though, but the ladies at the back will know. It's at 3. Not much longer. You just have to listen to this boring lady talk a bit longer. Yes. Stylist? What's your unique power position? Yeah? So how does it, great question. So as a stylist, because you'll be doing loads of different things in the audience, how do you build a unique power position? So what do you do that's different from any other stylist? It begins there. So you ask yourself the question, what do I do that's different? Do we know that? You help women reset their style. Reset is a really good word, right? I help women reset their style. That's a really good word because it's unique, right? I haven't heard a stylist use that word. I help women reset their style. Now you want to go deeper. Which women? And how am I resetting the style? And what are my services that I do? Right? And then, so that's the beginning point, and then you want to go deeper into it, and then find and really fine tune, I help women reset their style to a bit deeper. So it means something really connected to the service. Like, do you help women own these amazing trousers? 60-year-old fabric with this amazing design. So then, and you have a very unique style, by the way. So it might be as well something to do with that. Yeah? So analyze who are the clients and what am I doing and what are the services. Is that helpful? Brilliant. Another question. When you're thinking of starting. So when you're thinking of starting and you haven't started yet, Look at that roadmap. Think about the products first. Everything is about the products. Remember what I shared earlier. The biggest reason for failure is making products that no one loves, right? And being really real. Don't fake it to yourself or pretend that you're making, because we can lie to ourselves a lot, can't we? And pretending that we're making a product that people care about when they don't care about it is a big issue. So the way to get really clear if people are going to care about it is start having conversations. Talk to people. As part of this process, I ask the clients to call people. Call their clients. Why do you love me? So even if you're starting something, why is your lovely friend with you today? Why does your friend love you? Why is your friend going to buy your collection? Why does your friend trust you? So you ask your friends, right? Why do you love me? Why do you care? Why are you going to buy my items? And then you start to show them the products that you want to sell and say, do you like it? Would you buy it? Do that before you start anything, because you save time. There, she's asking now, do you like my earrings? I like the earrings. I think they're very cool. I'd prefer them a bit shorter, because maybe they're a bit much. But you see, loads of ladies are going to like that. Yeah, so that's the beginning. Is that helpful? Brilliant. Other questions? Any other? Yes. You create pajama lingerie. You don't know how to find someone to buy the collection. How long have you built the collection for? Since October. And what was the reason for creating the collection? What do they look like? Who are they for? Yeah, let's have a look at a picture. So let's look at your amazing pajama collection. Pajama lingerie. Wow. What makes them different? They look very, very elegant and unique. But I can already see here a problem. Okay? The problem is that everything is different. Yeah? And we want to find, you need to put yourself in the mind of the consumer as well. What's she feeling? When's she going to wear this? Right? And you want to find styles that are your unique identity. So there's some beautiful things in here. But you want to create a collection that makes sense. So as a buyer, right? And I would go and I would look and source new brands. That was my job. But the biggest problem for a buyer is consistency. They need to go to brands that make sense of what their hero products are. So when you look at your collection, right, you had two different things there, the silk and then another range. You build out a range of the silk, you build out a range of the other collection, really thinking about the customer, who's going to buy it. So you think through the whole process and don't just make one of this or one of that or one of the other. Build a collection around a theme. Does it make sense? Then the buyer's going to have a reason to really buy lots of your products. So if you look at the most successful brands, they make Vida trainers. Do we all know Vida trainers? Yeah? Hugely successful. They grew to an 80 million euro company. Why? The V. The V. It's a hero product and a V. Yeah? Think of the iPhone, one product collection. That's what you want to do. Is that helpful? Yeah? Amazing. Other questions? Yes. So looking to start a business in a very competitive area.
So I make bags like these.
Let's show everybody the bags. Amazing. Make these bags really beautiful. Yeah.
And I want to start a brand of my own, and I don't know how to go about it.
So what's the question?
The question is, where do I sell? Do I sell online? Do I go to retail stores? Do I look for buyers?
Is this the bag you're going to sell?
This seems to be, I want to make this my hero product, say for instance.
Okay. So how do you take from that brand, from that item, to build a brand? The quickest way to do that is to find a brand that you think has done it really, really well, right? And that already starts to create a roadmap. Again, it's something I ask clients to do pretty much on their foundation one with me. Because the biggest problem we've got is overwhelm, right? And choice, and how do I do it? So you want to find somebody who's done it, just not to copy them or anything like that, just as guidance. Yeah? So I put a line in the sand and I say, that's the brand I love. How did they do it? Did they sell wholesale? Did they sell direct to consumer? Yeah? But that's one thing. And then you always need to put yourself in the mind of the buyer. Why does the buyer need my handbag? Right? Why do they need it? What are you doing different to everybody else? Yeah? And think 5 years ahead too. 5 years ahead. Like, how are you going to launch your business? Like, are you going to raise money? Are you going to do it yourself? If you're launching a business like this, handbags, trainers, you need money. There's no point trying to do it because you'll be fighting against all those other hundreds of competitors. So you might as well just do it right from the outset so you've got support, right? Because it's really hard to launch something new. And believing in yourself, and if you've done all that hard work so far, then you'll be able to attract the right people to support you. That's another thing I would actually say, right? Don't try and do anything yourself on your own. Get support, get help from expert mentors. You can call me if you like, right? Giving you that option. But also, like, I have mentors. Like I shared my hiking mentor. I have a sales mentor. I have a thought leadership mentor, right, who coaches me on speaking in public. This has been a game changer in my life. I only started having mentors 5 years ago. That's why I became a mentor, because I saw the power and the success of it. We can't do things alone, and really don't try and do it alone. Get connected to expert people who've had experience and can help you, right? Is that helpful? Great. Yes. Life coach. To make it where you can.
So I'm a life coach, and I want to create a 360-degree business whereby I provide eco-friendly products with life coaching messages. So it's always on the move, even if you're not even having a one-to-one. What are some of the key things I need to make sure the message doesn't get lost?
So you're a life coach who does great life coaching and wants to create products that have life coaching messages. What does it say? Mindfulness creates change. So what I would say actually is to think in, my job is to help you reimagine what you do. Fast. Have we got that? I don't like wasting anyone's time. Yeah? So looking at this, an idea just came to me. If you're a life coach with amazing statements like this, I would be looking at people you could collaborate with and sell your statements to straight away, like brands need creatives to create their messaging. So I would do that because it seems like you've got an amazing skill. Do you want to show everyone your bag? And that's a faster route. Mindfulness creates change. Isn't that beautiful, everyone? Well done, you. So that would be, huh? Oh, amazing, amazing. So that's the idea, okay? Is that helpful? Go straight to people to collaborate with them and sell your service. Don't try and change a service into a product. Sell the service, which is life coaching, and make it to people who need it. Any other questions? Yes. Yes. If you're rebranding your business, take it in a new direction. How should you take your customers on that journey with you? Do you like your customers? Yes? Some of them? Most of them. Amazing. So remember I spoke about mindset in this process, yeah? What I didn't mention as part of the mindset journey is letting go. So it's amazing you're taking your brand into a new direction, but we all have history. And the idea of letting go is to, remember we talked about value. You want to let go of customers that don't value you, right? They're not your niche. So you want to move forward and definitely take the customers with you who appreciate you and who value you and who get your new direction. Definitely take them on the journey with you. Because you remember I talked about hero product analysis in step 2. Hero product analysis is your history. So we're looking at your history. How long have you had your business for? 7 years. Why are you changing direction? So it was events. And what? And a YouTube series. So now, right, so were you here earlier when I was chatting? You missed a bit. So there's a lady I mentioned. So this gentleman says he was doing events and YouTube series, now creative agency, right? So I mentioned earlier there was a lady who did my program last year called Paula Marquis, who runs a business called Green is the New Black. And she is a conscious creative agency. She got that clarity doing my program. Conscious creative agency is her category, right? But she didn't know what her hero products were. Services, hero product services, right? I'm looking at where you make money. So we found in the process it was actually doing her events. So sometimes, this is a really good point you've made, because sometimes when we don't have clarity on what our hero products are, we change our minds all the time. And we think that we have to go in a different direction. Yeah, it's really normal. I'd say 95% of people here are doing the same thing. But it might be events that's your key hero product. So that was the point with Paula, right? It's exact example. So Paula was selling events, the Conscious Festival, but also digital marketing and creative solutions. But when we did the analysis together, it was the festival, the events that people loved. And so then she focused on that bit and she didn't change the mind and she doubled the sales on that and then built a new formula outward. So that's such a good point. I'm so happy you made it, because I really don't want anyone to go away from the brilliant work you're already doing. Your unique power is already within you and your business, but we have to do the analysis process before you decide if you're changing the direction. Is that helpful? Awesome. Any other questions? Yes. Do I help with the strategy only or manufacturing and getting to market? So my process is implementation driven. I give you a roadmap to do it all. I don't do it. I'm giving you the solutions as you go. So I help you with go-to-market strategy. I help you with manufacturing, because that's part of your hero product design, right? So the process that I help with literally is like going to one person who does your unique value proposition, so you'd hire a strategist for that. Does your hero product design, helps you, give you a formula for that. Does your sales and marketing plan all together. So I talked about connection. As an entrepreneur myself, I was trying to get help. I was finding coaches, I was speaking to marketing people, branding people, PR agencies, and it was really hard to get one process that worked. So I built the process. So it helps you in everything. Yeah? Because as well, my skill at its heart is product. So I'm quite technically minded as well. Yeah. It's a 6-month program. And it's very, very select. So the call is the first step. And then if I think that you can't scan that. It's not working. Did it work? Yeah, it worked. You just go close to it. Any other questions? Anyone got technical questions about anything, their products, anything? Anything else? Yeah. What's the best way to release products? Great question. Right. So I talked about this circle. I've just showed you the first 6 steps. There's another 6 steps. Did you see the circle? Shall I show you it? I'll wait for this. In a sec, I'll show you. So the beginning of this conversation together, I spoke about how consumers don't want more of anything. What consumers want is meaning. What consumers want is hero products. So the idea to sell more stuff doesn't work anymore, but that doesn't mean you can't sell more. The secret to selling more is to organize what you sell and how, right? Through hero product launches. So when they finish that, I'll show you. So the first 6 steps, we reimagine your business, and the last 6 steps, we build a 12-month plan of how you sell through doing hero product launches. But it works. It might sound like for products, but it works for services as well, right? So if you try and just sell digital services all the time, or sell events all the time, no one cares, or sell products all the time, no one cares. What we need to organize it is into a formula where you say, right, now we're in February. In May, I'm going to launch this product, meaning an event or a collection or a service. In September, I'm going to launch this product, event, service, or product collection. This is organizing your business, doing hero product launches. Again, it works with physical collections or services. This is the secret to being able to sell more and waste less. Remember I showed you, this lady, Debbie. So Debbie makes hats, and we uncovered in the process that she has a particular style that is her hero product. So I showed Debbie how to do hero product launches. So now every 2 months she launches a new collection with limited edition designs, right? And then she shouts about that on social media and at events that she does, and she's literally selling out, selling out, selling out. So it's not about selling less. That's why it's about selling more, but you just have to organize it and have a plan. Does it make sense? Yeah? Other questions? Yes. Yes, another question. Fashion designer, you are a fashion designer / pattern cutter. Freelance pattern cutter. And you want your own brand. What do you focus on? The pattern cutting or starting your own brand? What do you think I'm going to say? Huh? Pardon? Find your hero product. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Right? So, and that's another thing that people do. We don't hold on to what our hero products are. But it's okay to change your hero product. We just need to find the common thread, right? If you pivot from pattern cutting to a brand, we need to find why people come to you for the pattern cutting and how to shift that to a brand that is your unique power position. Does it make sense? Yeah, you have so much style, exactly. So I'm going to give you an example of this because I'm sure it's a problem lots of people have. I had a client called Elizabeth. Elizabeth wanted to create conscious documentaries, right? But she was a ballet teacher. And then she became a Pilates instructor. And then she's like, how do I launch a conscious documentary film show? And how does it make sense, right? Those 3 very different parts of our life. So we have to get to the root. And I kept saying your root of your unique power position, Elizabeth, is in the ballet. And it's in the Pilates. And she did not want to be associated with Pilates anymore. And I kept going, but we have to go deep into that. What is it, right? And we found that Elizabeth's expertise is empowering people to live a life, this is her unique power position, empowering people to live a life of passion and purpose. That was the thread that went from the ballet, empowering, she was living a life of passion and purpose. Then Pilates, she was empowering others to live a life of passion and purpose. And then she actually supported her husband, who's an entrepreneur, and she was empowering him to live a life of passion and purpose. Then she moved to Hawaii and became a surfer. And then she was doing documentaries, right? But the surfing was empowering herself to live a life of passion and purpose. The documentary was that she was going to make it about surfing, entrepreneurship, and ballet. And then it was empowering people to live a life of passion and purpose. That clarity enabled Elizabeth to launch that documentary so a new business, in less than 12 months, and she has won, for the documentary, 8 international film awards, right? Isn't that amazing? And she was like, she didn't want to go deep into this, but it was me, I have to challenge you. That's my job as a mentor. And that is what enabled her to actually go forward and share her mission with the world. So it's the same with you. Within the pattern cutting is your mission. Then if your dream is to build a brand, we need to bring that thread all the way through to the business now, so that you don't lose out and you're making sure you're keeping the thing that people love you for consistent throughout everything, but changing. That's cool. Is it making sense? Yeah? Other questions?
No.
No? Anyone?
Wait, put me on mic. Thank you.
No? Okay. I think I've finished. I'm so grateful to everybody today. It's been an honor to be here with you at Pure. Thank you so much. I'm Sara Simmonds from The Conscious Innovator. Thank you. Bye.